Recently, I did a YouTube short featuring my build of the light up LED 2D matrixed Tuxedo Cummerbund. One thing is for certain, it needs a better name. So I'll show you how to build it. You tell me what to call it in the comments. Maybe the logical thing to do first is to just take this thing apart. So we have a little ESP8266 controller on the back here, and we have inside the Cummerbund itself a two-dimensional LED matrix panel. I'll put links to all these items in the description. This is about $12 on Amazon, an ESP8266 board, or you can use an ESP32, around $5 or $6 on Amazon. Let me unplug the board here for a second. When you buy this, it's going to come with two connectors on the back, one female one here, which is the input, and then there'll usually be another connector here, a male one coming off the other side so that you can daisy chain panels together. And you can snip that one off. We're not going to be daisy chaining others together. There might also be a power adapter here if you want to power it externally. We're going to power this right over the device. So let's put that aside for a second. The panel is also going to come with one of these connectors. You want to take this connector, and let me unplug the ESP chip here. And basically, on this connector, we have red, which is power, green, which is data, white, which is ground. Once we've soldered the connector to the board, we can take it over to the computer and plug it in and flash it with the software that's going to control the matrix. So this is the ESP8266 board with the 3 wires soldered on. It's now plugged into a USB port on the computer. I just want to point out this reference picture for this specific board on Amazon. There are 5 volts in ground, which I soldered the red and white wires to respectively, and there is what is labeled as pin D4 on the board where I soldered the green data wire, but notice that it maps to Arduino pin number 2, and that is actually what our software is going to see this pin as pin number 2, not as pin number 4 as it says on the board here. So every ESP board that you buy is going to have, it might look a little bit different than this, but it's usually going to have some reference diagram that shows you what the pins are as they're labeled on the board, but also what they're going to appear as, or how they're going to expose themselves to the software packages that communicate with this board. So again, we are interested in what an Arduino would see this pin as, which is not D4, it is pin number 2. Now we're going to visit the website install.wled.me, and we are going to flash the WLED control software onto this microcontroller. Look in the drop down. I like to install the latest release version, not a beta version. So in this case, I will choose 0.14 and click the install button. It will identify it via the USB connection, emulating a serial port here in the browser. I'll say connect. And then I will say install WLED and confirm that. First, it will erase the board, then it will program it up to 100%. Fingers crossed. Now that the software is installed, it will prompt me for connecting to a local Wi-Fi network. I'm going to connect to my home network right now, but this is important. If you are going to wear this out and about at an event, you're not going to have access to your home network. So instead, what you should consider doing is exposing a Wi-Fi hotspot on your phone, and right now pairing the device to your phone's mobile hotspot. That will always allow you to have connectivity to the Cummerbund no matter where you are, because it'll always be connected to your local device's Wi-Fi. But for now, we're here in the house. I'm going to connect to the home network. And now what we can do is actually visit the device itself and finish the setup. Now we could connect to the device from our mobile phone. I find using the desktop interface is a little bit easier here. What I've done is I've connected the panel, the microcontroller, the ESP8266 to the panel, and I'm going to try and hold this up and do two things at once here. You'll see that some of the lights are orange, not all of them are lit. This is very typical behavior because we haven't told the controller, we haven't told the software anything about this panel that we have. So the first thing we need to do is set this up so that it knows about the shape and the configuration of our panel. So I will come over here and click Config. You might not have any lights on if you've used a different pin other than pin number 2, by the way. Helps if we use the right web page. There we go. So I'll click Config, and I will come to LED preferences first of all. Now it says the total number of LEDs is 30. That's wrong. So we want to come down here. We know there are 255 LEDs on this panel. Oops, 255. And here's that pin, the GPIO pin that I mentioned. I used 4, the default was 2. So if you chose to solder your connection to a different pin that doesn't correspond to Arduino pin number 2, this would be the place to set that now. And we can scroll by and ignore most of this default stuff for now. I like to set the default brightness much brighter, especially because it's going to be inside the fabric of the Cummerbund. So I'll change that. And hit Save. And the first thing you'll notice now is that the entire panel is lit up. If we go back to the configuration screen, we can now do some fun stuff like just by changing the color on the slider here, change the color of the panel. We can actually start triggering some of these effects. Let's set this up as a 2D matrix. So we will hit the config button and click on 2D configuration. This is not a one-dimensional strip, it is a 2D matrix. And the first thing we need to do is set the orientation to be vertical and the pattern to be serpentine. And you'll see that shows how the LEDs run on the panel here in this from one column to the next, back and forth vertically. I'm not sure if that really comes across on the camera, but you can see that's for this strip, for this panel. That's how the connectors run. The dimensions are not 8 by 8. They are actually 32 by 8. And now you'll see this picture here matches a lot more closely what I'm holding in my hand. So I will hit Save and back again. And now you will see, of course, so we have all these patterns. Some of these little options have a little grid next to them. These are the 2D effects. And if you click this little box at the bottom here, you can filter and just get the 2D matrix effects. You can use the other effects also, but I find the 2D ones are more interesting. So, for example, here's this DNA spiral, or I like some of these other ones. Sun radiation, ripple is kind of neat, like little explosions, like little fireworks. And as you select some of these, you can add them as presets, give them quick little names or custom labels, and it'll make it very easy when you hit the mobile interface. When you go to this IP address up here, which again will be different for your specific connection, for your specific network, but it'll allow you to easily select from different lighting effects. Now let's go put this panel inside the Cummerbund and finish the build. One quick thing I forgot to mention. Every time you plug this in, unless you set a default, it's going to automatically just show the entire panel as orange. So come into Config, and under your LED preferences, scroll down here and basically apply a specific preset. Like, so we saved the ripple effect as preset number 1. We can say to apply preset number 1 at boot, and I will hit Save. So right now, I just plugged this back in, and right now it's all orange. I'll unplug it and I'll plug it back in, but we've said to always apply ripple as the default now, or preset 1. So now it'll automatically start up with that effect. Now that we've finished configuring the microcontroller, we can put everything back together. Again, basically, take your cheap Cummerbund that you bought, cut a line here, make sure to cut also, there's usually a bit of stuffing inside, you want to cut through that as well. I usually disconnect the board for this step, you don't have to, but basically carefully feed it inside between the lining and the front part of the Cummerbund. Tuck it in, and now you can plug it back together. I'll plug it into the wall here again for a second with this cable. And to prevent any stress on the cable or the contacts here, I'll usually take a little piece of tape and just tape this wire down. If I turn it over, you'll see that we're in business. And basically what you want to do is, obviously you're not going to walk around with a giant extension cord, but you can take that cable and any number of the, the cheap small USB power packs that you can buy, or a lot of times are given away at conferences as freebies, and just plug it into that board and walk around from there. You'll be 100% portable. You didn't expect me to put a tuxedo back on, did you? So there it is, the LED 2D Matrix Cummerbund Light Up Wedding Tuxedo Enhancer. Come up with a name, put it in the comments, and thanks very much for watching this build. See you next time.